Right now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, hotel workers set to go on strike. We're going to get you the very latest this morning.
Several school threats were made across Connecticut yesterday. Investigators having a busy day trying to find out whether or not they're valid. One of them was. I'll have more on that coming up next.
Also, people in Naugatuck speaking up about a proposed Amazon warehouse. We'll tell you the opportunities and concerns this project is bringing to that community.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. Thanks so much for starting your day off with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus, America Areas.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning to you. Happy Thursday. As you can see, looks like a fairly good sunrise we're waiting for behind us there in downtown Hartford. Let's get over to meteorologist Matt Scott to see if the forecast is still holding out as fine and sunshine and...
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, I guess I should talk a little more. Yeah, no, listen. Boy, what a streak we've got, right? What a streak we continue to have. Still the same. That's all we need to know. But, well, we should probably elaborate on that a little bit. So adding a few degrees to the forecast over the next couple of days. Today, getting in around 80 to 82. Slight increase in humidity starts to begin this morning as well. By tomorrow into the weekend, we'll be at a kind of a normal humidity level. Francine, now a tropical storm. Where's she going? Is she going to play in our forecast? We will answer those questions and more coming up. In the meantime, there's nothing to answer for on a satellite radar. It remains quiet. 53 degrees in Hartford, 56 in New Haven, 54 in Groton. Many of you, as expected, still down into the upper 40s for at least one more morning. Your dew points still have not changed. Upper 40s to the lower 50s out there. Okay. Bus stop forecast for the high schoolers, 53 degrees this hour. Maybe a few clouds out there, maybe a few low clouds out there. As the temperature has cooled down to that dew point level, you get a little fog developing. Not a big deal. I saw maybe one patch on the way into work this morning. Sunny skies up, 80 degrees this afternoon as the kids jump off the bus and really get hopefully outside once their homework is done to enjoy the weather. We'll talk about that and have a look at, I'm just thinking what I have to say to my kids. You know, we'll have a look at the rest of the work week into the weekend coming up in just a few minutes. All right, let's look at the roads right now. You don't have to deal with that.
Or they could do homework outside.
Yeah, because that's going to happen.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I like to nap outside.
Yeah. No, they'll nap outside.
Yeah,
that part they'll get
I just won't work outside. All right, I got it. All right. Good morning. It was wishful thinking for you. Over in Middletown this morning, we do have some emergency road work. This is due to an earlier issue and crash that involved a box truck, or a dump truck rather, and that was blocking the center and the left lane, and is now reopened. But you can see just off into the distance there on the left side of your screen, those flashing lights. That is the road work that I'm talking about. So that right lane is closed this morning with the left lane getting by. So give yourself some extra time out by 20 and 21. Rocky Hill to Hartford is 7 minutes. Cromwell to New Haven, a 22-minute drive. Tim and Erica, back to you.
Rachel, thanks so much. This morning, another wave of concerns from parents and students as there has been more threats against schools here in Connecticut and really all across the state.
Yeah, police said one of those incidents involved the parent of an elementary school in Bristol. So let's get out to Fox 61's Brooke Griffin. She is live there in Bristol with more on everything that's been happening the past couple of days. Brooke, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Well, yesterday was a pretty busy day for Connecticut law enforcement as they spent the day, several hours, trying to investigate multiple different claims against Connecticut schools, all threatening some sort of violence. Now, those were popping up on social media. The parents and students are the ones that saw them while they were scrolling and then ended up reporting them. Bristol leaders, though, say yesterday's lockdown began here at Hubble Elementary School when staff saw David Ario Jr. in the parking lot. Police say they saw a concerning Facebook post where Ario was telling dispatchers that he was, quote, coming for everyone in the school. This was apparently due to a domestic dispute over his child who attends this school. He was arrested for breach of peace and will appear in court this week. The Bristol threat was one of 4 in our region yesterday. There were also social media posts about potential threats in North Haven and West Haven, along with a post about a school in Wethersfield, but that was actually found to be about a school in Georgia.
Our police department was in contact with the authorities in Georgia. They were aware of the list, and my understanding was they had made some juvenile arrests down there. But with that being said, the reality of it is Emerson Elementary, Emerson Williams, it was close enough, and we take every threat very seriously.
And a student was also arrested in Meriden earlier this week for making a threatening Snapchat post about Edison Middle School. And then last week, there were at least 2 threats towards other schools. Now, as far as the ones from yesterday, those 4 different posts, those were all found to be not credible. Law enforcement did investigate them. They looked into it. The only one that had a little bit of weight was the one here for Hubbard Elementary School in Bristol. So those officials say that they did take care of that situation. There's no word on whether or not they are going to have any sort of elevated police presence here today, but we will keep an eye out for that. Live in Bristol, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Brooke, thank you for that report. We certainly appreciate it, and something we're going to keep our eye on going forward.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on at 6:06. Right now, more than 100 workers at Omni New Haven Hotel are on strike, and they are demanding a better contract and, of course, better pay.
Yeah, they said they had talks with the hotel for months, but just didn't make much progress. So we're getting an update with Fox 61's Lindsay King. She's live in the Elm City with more on what's set to happen today. Lindsay.
Good morning. A group of those workers are on the picket lines now, taking the first shift early this morning, striking outside of the Omni New Haven Hotel. You can see them right here with their signs, walking back and forth, chanting this morning, saying that they want it now and they're ready to shut it down. More than 120 workers are striking in total. That includes housekeepers, cooks, servers, bartenders, and other hotel staff. Now, those employees walked off the job this morning after months of failed contract negotiations. Workers have been negotiating since November. Omni New Haven hotel staff are unionized with the local 217 Unite Here union, fighting for fairer workloads and more pay to keep up with the cost of living. Workers argue staff positions were cut during the pandemic and some still haven't been filled, piling up workloads. Some say they have multiple jobs to make ends meet, but the hotel is profiting and thriving. Workers rallied last month, making their demands clear, holding signs again and chanting right here on Temple Street. Workers said then they were running out of patience.
Part of the reason we're here today is because the hotel industry has recovered since the pandemic. At the same time that they're making record profits all over the country and in our state, workers are now poorer in terms of cost of living than they were back in 2020. So we need a big change in this contract. We need a fair contract that respects their work, and we need it as soon as possible.
We are reaching to the hotel for a comment. In the meantime, workers say they are prepared to be here around the clock until they feel that they have a fair deal. Live in New Haven this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
See a lot of action behind you there for 6:08 a.m.
Yeah, we'll check back for sure. Lindsay, thanks so much.
The Ram School District said it fired an employee for misusing district funds, and now the police are investigating. The superintendent of schools didn't name that employee, but in a letter said the person used the money to buy materials and supplies for personal reasons. The superintendent said the district is now working with a forensic auditor and will strengthen its oversight when employees buy school supplies. Yale police put a lieutenant on paid leave after he was arrested and accused of beating his wife. 58-year-old Roosevelt Martinez has been charged with assault in the second degree. According to the arrest warrant, witnesses saw his wife at a liquor store with injuries to her face. Police said she initially claimed to have fallen on the sink in the bathroom, but they said she later told hospital staff she may have been hit by a hammer or golf club. Police said the woman eventually did blame her husband for the attack and said it's happened once before, but also said, quote, "He's a good guy. He's a cop." Martinez is due in court next month.
Well, people living in Naugatuck spoke up about a proposed Amazon warehouse at a meeting last night. Some homeowners say that they support the project. Others say they're afraid that it's going to disrupt their tranquil lives. They say they're concerned about where water runoff is going to go and how much noise the project is going to bring.
Biggest concern is the blasting that will probably have to take place. It's a rocky area, but it's just the effect of the blasting and what it will do to my home.
I think it's great because it's going to bring in revenue, it's going to bring in jobs, it's going to be great for the borough.
Now, the CEO of the Naugatuck Valley Regional Development Corporation says this project is an economic benefit. It's expected to bring about 500 to 1,000 jobs to the region. It was a milestone day for people who belong to a New Haven tenants union. They got closer to their goal of what they call a fair lease offer from Ocean Management Company. The union held a rally yesterday to call on the group to come to the negotiating table. Tenants want to end no-cause evictions.
We're very, very pleased to report that Shmulik Eisenberg, the owner of Ocean Management, reached out to the leaders of our unions earlier today and agreed in writing to commit to a collective bargaining process with all three unions that do not yet have an agreement with the landlord.
Union leaders say that they're hopeful for a productive meeting, which is set for sometime next week.